The bold and the beautiful, Eric's will shakes Forrester creations as power struggles, betrayal, and a return from the past threatened to destroy the family. The silence in the Forrester mansion after Eric Forrester's near-fatal illness was not peace, it was pressure building beneath the surface, waiting to detonate. As the patriarch fought through his long, grueling recovery, he kept a secret from the family. His last will and testament had been rewritten. And when he finally emerged from the brink, his announcement didn't just surprise the family, it fractured it. In a private gathering, Eric revealed his final legal directive. All Forrester voting rights and corporate decision-making power had been transferred to Donna Logan. The room froze. Ridge's jaw clenched. Steffi's eyes narrowed. Brooke blinked, stunned. Donna, clutching Eric's hand, looked overwhelmed but resolute. Eric defended his choice not as a slight to Ridge or his children, but as a gesture of gratitude. Donna stood by me when everyone thought I was going to die, he said. She believed I would live. And she protected me when others were ready to write me off. But gratitude, to Ridge and Steffi, wasn't a justification. It was a betrayal. Ridge, who had spent years carrying the weight of Forrester creations, was left powerless overnight. Steffi, the next generation's chosen leader, was sidelined. The company they bled for, the legacy they fought for, was now in the hands of someone they considered an outsider. Donna Logan, warm-hearted, loyal, but far from a business strategist, was suddenly the most powerful woman at Forrester. Rather than ignite an immediate legal war, Ridge retreated, but not in surrender. He began laying the groundwork for his counterstrike. Secretly, methodically, he reached out to key clients, personal contacts, former allies, assembling a shadow operation. A parallel company. One that would run independently of Forrester Creations, siphoning off talent, resources, and revenue. It wouldn't carry the Forrester name, but it would carry the Forrester vision, his vision. It would be sleek, bold, modern. And with the right team, it would cripple the company from within. He didn't tell Steffi the full plan at first. She was emotional, hurt, and still held hope that Eric would come to his senses. But when Ridge showed her the client list he'd already secured, including the jewel in Forrester's crown, the elite European fashion house, Maison Verite, she realized this was serious. Steffi joined him. Not out of malice, but out of duty. Dad chose his heart over his family, she said. Now we protect what's ours. The operation, codenamed R&R Design, began quietly but grew rapidly. Designers defected. Contracts shifted. International buyers moved their allegiance. Donna, now thrust into the fire, tried to manage the fallout. But she was overwhelmed. The boardroom turned against her. Brooke advised her to stand firm. Katie urged diplomacy. But Donna was stuck between Eric's love and Ridge's legacy. Her instincts told her to protect Eric's wishes. Her heart told her Ridge wouldn't stop until she broke. Eric, still recovering, remained unaware of the full scope of Ridge's rebellion. He trusted Donna. He believed the family would weather the storm. But Ridge had no intention of being patient. He knew Forrester's vulnerabilities. He knew how to hit them. But he also knew he needed help. Not just a partner. A disruptor. Someone capable of tearing the company down from the inside and destroying the will that kept Donna in power. Enter Quinn Fuller. Her return wasn't announced. It wasn't celebrated. It was orchestrated. Ridge tracked her down in New York, where she had been rebuilding her life post-divorce, working with underground jewelry collectors and high-end renegade fashion circles. She had sworn off Los Angeles, sworn off Eric. But Ridge made her an offer, power, revenge, and a chance to reclaim what she lost. Quinn hesitated. She'd done her time in the shadows. But the idea of watching Donna crumble, the woman who stole Eric from her, was too delicious to ignore. Ridge promised discretion, access, leverage. All she had to do was challenge the will. Not alone, of course. with Ridge's legal team behind her. They began gathering evidence. Depositions. Testimonies. The argument? Eric was not of sound mind when he signed the amendment. He was under the influence of emotional stress, heavy medication, and manipulation. Quinn claimed Donna pressured him in his weakest moment, that she wielded her intimacy to gain corporate control, that she isolated Eric from his children during his illness. The case gained traction. Whispers grew louder. The board, once loyal to Eric, began to fracture. Some backed Donna. Others saw opportunity in Ridge's rebellion. The media caught wind. Forrester Civil War headlines flared. Fashion blogs speculated that the iconic house might be splitting in two. Donna, under siege, tried to hold the line. She called a shareholders' meeting. She tried to rally the remaining executives. But when she looked across the conference room, she saw empty chairs. And in the seats that were filled, cold eyes. Disbelief. Doubt. Brooke tried to play mediator. She went to Ridge. Pleaded with him. "You're hurting your father," she said. "You're tearing this family apart." But Ridge had made peace with his decision. He did that the second he chose Donna over everything we built. Meanwhile, Eric began to sense something was wrong. He noticed the tension, the absences, the lost accounts. And finally, the whispers reached him, Ridge's secret company, the pending legal motion to invalidate the will, Quinn's return. He was heartbroken, furious, but too weak to fight. Donna begged him to intervene. "Tell them the truth. Tell them you were clear, conscious, and deliberate." But Eric, proud and stubborn, refused. "If they believe I wasn't in my right mind, then maybe they never knew me at all." Quinn made her first public appearance at a Forrester gala, the same night the court filings went public. She wore crimson. She didn't speak much. She didn't need to. Her presence said it all. Ridge and Steffi stood beside her. Donna stood alone. The battle lines were drawn. On one side, Donna, Brooke, Katie, and the remnants of Eric's original vision. On the other, Ridge, Steffi, Quinn, and an army of defectors. The courtroom war began. Depositions turned ugly. Personal details were exposed. Donna's emails to Eric. Quinn's old threats. Eric's medical records. Every private moment laid bare. Eric watched in silence, refusing to take the stand. He believed the truth would survive the fire. But Ridge believed the fire was necessary. "This isn't about punishment," Ridge told the judge. "It's about preservation." Steffi, more ruthless than ever, orchestrated a campaign to pressure Donna into stepping down. Anonymous leaks, smear articles, silent buyouts of board members. She was done playing nice. And in the center of it all was Quinn, calm, cool, deadly. She met with Donna one afternoon in secret. Over tea. "You thought you won," Quinn whispered. "But all you did was take what wasn't yours. And now? I'm taking it back." Donna didn't flinch. "I didn't steal Eric," she replied. "I saved him." Quinn smiled. "We'll let the court decide." As the court date neared, alliances began to fracture. Katie confronted Ridge. "You're using Quinn, and she's using you." But Ridge didn't care. He saw an empire slipping away and was willing to burn it down to take it back. Then came the final blow. Maison Verite pulled out of R&R Design and returned to Forrester, citing concerns over executive instability. Ridge was livid. He blamed Donna. But the truth? The client had met with Eric privately. Eric, in a rare appearance, walked into the courtroom on the final day of proceedings. Frail, slow, but proud. He took the stand. "I may have been weak. I may have been sick. But I was never confused. Donna Logan stood by me when no one else did. I signed that document because I trusted her, not because I was manipulated. If my family cannot accept that, then maybe they never earned what they believe they're entitled to." The courtroom fell silent. Ridge was speechless. Quinn looked away. The judge ruled. The will stands. Donna retained control. But at what cost? Ridge walked out of the courthouse, not defeated, but hardened. "This isn't over," he muttered. "This family will come back to me, one way or another." Quinn vanished again, her mission complete. Or maybe just beginning. And Donna, finally victorious, returned to a company that no longer felt like home. In the bold and the beautiful, power changes everything. It rewrites relationships. It burns bridges. And sometimes it leaves the victor more alone than the vanquished. The war for Forrester has only just begun. The bold and the beautiful, aftershocks of a courtroom victory, loyalties tested, alliances shattered. And a dynasty on the brink. The courtroom's gavel had barely echoed its final decision when the fallout began. Donna Logan walked out of the courthouse victorious, but the weight of what she now carried was heavier than ever. Forrester Creations, every voting right, every board seat, every decision was hers. On paper, she had won. But behind the closed doors of Beverly Hills, the real war was still unfolding. Ridge Forrester wasn't done. His defeat in court only deepened his resolve. He returned to R&R Design, not with shame, but with vengeance. The loss of Maison Verite was a blow, yes, but it wasn't fatal. His name still held weight, his design instincts unmatched. And with Steffi beside him, the two began recruiting again. Quietly, efficiently, creatively. They weren't just building a rival fashion house, they were cultivating a rebellion. And they weren't alone. Carter Walton, longtime friend of the Forresters, shocked the entire industry by joining Ridge's breakaway brand. "Forrester isn't what it used to be," he told Brooke. "Not with loyalty on trial." Zent followed shortly after, frustrated by the new creative restrictions Donna had unknowingly imposed in her efforts to stabilize the company. Thomas stayed on the fence, torn between his father's defiance and his mother's pleas to choose peace. Inside Forrester Creations, Donna faced growing tension. With her authority now uncontested legally, the pressure of leadership crushed the joy that once defined her relationship with Eric. Her every decision was second-guessed. Her every meeting interrupted by whispers. She implemented changes, new HR structures, accountability teams, transparency initiatives, but the resentment remained. Brooke tried to rally support, hosting a Back to the Future fashion showcase to honor Eric's legacy and celebrate Donna's leadership. It was well-attended but emotionally flat. Eric, still recovering, made a brief appearance and smiled through the tension, but everyone could see the toll it had taken on him. Privately, Donna confided in Brooke. "I'm losing the man I love and the family I thought I'd earned." Brooke reminded her that power always comes at a price. But Donna couldn't help but wonder if it had cost her everything. Meanwhile, Quinn Fuller hadn't disappeared. She had simply repositioned. Publicly, she claimed she had moved on. Privately, she was watching, listening, waiting. Ridge had discarded her as quickly as he had recruited her, refusing further collaboration once the court ruled against him. But Quinn had no intention of staying discarded. She was already working on something of her own, a new jewelry house backed by a mysterious European investor with ties to fashion conglomerates eager to disrupt the Los Angeles scene. Quinn's next move? Target Forrester's suppliers. Using her insider knowledge, she began undercutting contracts and signing exclusivity deals with fabric mills, jewelers, and even digital design platforms that Forrester had long depended on. Donna, unaware of Quinn's hand, watched helplessly as costs soared and production slowed. But that wasn't the only front of battle. Steffi, despite her public support of Ridge, had begun to question the ethics of their plan. Her children missed the Forrester offices. She missed the legacy. And part of her still resented how Quinn had slithered back into their world. She confronted Ridge privately. "Is this about legacy? Or is this just about revenge?" she asked. Ridge didn't answer. That silence told her everything. At the same time, Eric was growing colder, distant. He stopped attending meetings altogether. When Donna asked him to co-chair a new fashion launch, he declined. "It's yours now," he said, avoiding her gaze. "You don't need me anymore." Those words cut deeper than any legal filing. Donna began to see the cracks in their love story. She had fought for him, stood by him, protected him. But somewhere in the fight for power, she had lost him. One night, unable to sleep, Donna went into the study and opened Eric's old sketchbooks. In them, she found early designs from the 1980s, simple, elegant, daring. A handwritten note read, "Family is the only design that never goes out of style." She wept. For Eric. For herself. For what the company had become. Meanwhile, Ridge and Quinn's past collaboration began to backfire. A leaked email exchange between them hinted at unethical tactics in undermining Forrester during the case. Though Quinn denied everything, Ridge's name was attached. The press latched on. Board members demanded answers. Investors started asking questions. Eric, finally stirred by the storm, called a family meeting. Not a corporate summit. A family meeting. No legal teams. No designers. No press. Just the Forresters in the living room, the way it used to be. And he spoke. "I gave Donna the power because I trusted her heart, not her business mind. Her heart. But I see now I may have put her in a no-win situation." Ridge. "Steffi, you feel betrayed. But your response? This rebellion? That's not family. That's war. And I will not allow my name to be the weapon you use to destroy each other." Ridge stood to argue, but Eric raised a hand. "No. Enough." He turned to Donna. "I love you. But I can't watch you burn in my name." Then, to Ridge and Steffi, "If you want to prove you're the future of this company, then come back and show it. Build. Don't destroy." And, just like that, he announced a shocking compromise. He would return to Forrester Creations, not as CEO, but as chairman of the board. Donna would remain in her role as voting power holder, but a rotating executive council comprised of Ridge, Steffi, Brooke, Carter, and Thomas would now oversee all creative and business decisions. A checks and balances system. A ceasefire. At first, Ridge refused. But when Steffi urged him to accept, "Dad is giving us a way back," and he agreed. Donna stepped back from daily control, visibly relieved. "I never wanted to run the company," she admitted. "I just wanted to protect Eric." Eric, frail but firm, concluded the meeting with a final statement. This company was built on fabric and family. You can't tear one without shredding the other. As the meeting adjourned, the air felt lighter. But no one fully trusted the peace. Quinn, now cut off from Ridge, began teasing her next move, an exclusive runway show in Milan featuring a secret design team. And inside Forrester, cracks remained. Resentments simmered. Power may have been redistributed. But ambition didn't vanish. It simply found new shapes. Because in the bold and the beautiful, peace is just the pause between betrayals. And the next chapter is always waiting. One stolen sketch. One whispered secret. One broken vow away.